So you just downloaded another game. You install it, put it up, play for maybe 15 minutes. You got bored, then you close it. And you never open it again. Why is that? Why do so many of us keep doing this? You have maybe 200 games in your library, played maybe 30 of them for more than an hour, and the rest are just sitting there collecting digital dust. Or maybe you're the ones who actually finishes their game, but even then, you probably know someone with a library full of games that they never even play, or barely even play. But it turns out, there's an actual psychology behind why you quit almost every game so fast. And it's not just because you're lazy or have commitment issues, though let's be honest, those probably don't help. There's some genuinely fucked up stuff happening in your brain that makes finishing games almost impossible now. And let's be real for a second. Look at your Steam library right now. Scroll down, and how many of those games have you actually finished? How many of those games have you even played for more than an hour? And on the game achievement, did you achieve at least a quarter of those? Do you even enjoy playing games anymore? Maybe it's just the game that you bought on sale because everyone said it was amazing. Or maybe it's that indie game with an overwhelmingly positive review, so you checked it out. Maybe it's even the big AAA title you swore you'd play. Well, whatever it is, it's just sitting there with less than 2 hours of playtime. Probably. Alright, so why does this happen? Well, first reason is you have way too many options. This is called the paradox of choice, and it's destroying your ability to enjoy games. You sit down to play something. You spend a good 15 minutes choosing what game you're gonna play, and then once you're in game, you just feel like you could be doing something better. Maybe you should have played that other game instead and finished this later. So you close it. Then you spend another 10 minutes maybe choosing another game, and the cycle repeats. By the time you've made a decision, you've already wasted so much time that you don't even feel like playing anymore. You've burned through all your motivations to play, and you just scroll through TikTok or Instagram instead. Also, those Steam sales and bundles don't help either. When you buy 10 games for the price of one during a sale, none of them feel important enough to prioritize, and you tell yourself you'll play them eventually. But eventually never comes because there's always another sale, there's always more games to add to the pile. Game subscription services makes this even worse. Game Pass and PS Plus turn gaming into a buffet where everything's available. When you have access to hundreds of games, the pressure to choose the right one becomes paralyzing. You download something, you play for 10 minutes, see another game that looks interesting, download that instead, and just infinite options and zero commitment. So you're not indecisive because you're weak, you're indecisive because choosing itself has become an exhausting work. And this next problem might be really unlikely, but it's the tutorials. Modern games either treat you like you're a idiot or just throw you in the deep end and expect you to figure it out immediately. Neither is fun. Some games have 30 prompts, tooltips, and UI pop-ups before you can even move. It feels like being stuck in a boring lecture and your controller is being held hostage by the text boxes explaining mechanics you'll forget in 5 minutes. Then there's the other extreme where the game dumps a dozen complex systems on you with zero explanation. Sure, learning through trial and error sounds cool in theory, but when you're tired after work or school, you just want to play. Not have more problem solving and more information stuffed in your brain. The games that get it right teach you by letting you play. They prioritize the flow, and the ones that don't, they kill your momentum in the first 15 minutes, and that's when you choose the game and never come back. Or here's the big one. Your brain is Social media has trained your brain to expect instant rewards, a laugh, a like, a new video every 10 seconds. Game asks for time and investment, and your brain hates that now. Why grind through slow opening when 10 minutes of scrolling gives you immediate dopamine hits? It's not about morality or discipline. Your brain is literally doing the math and choosing the options with the highest immediate payoff. And this is getting worse. The average human attention span has been declining for years. We're all becoming goldfish who needs constant stimulation, or we get bored immediately. And there's the second screen problem. You play with your phone beside you. Notification pings, so you check it. A friend sends a meme, you reply, and 10 minutes later, you realize you haven't actually played anything. You've just been sitting there with the game open while scrolling Twitter. The attention economy is engineered to win, and it's beating games at their own game. Your brain is being pulled in 1,000 directions, and games are losing that battle. And one of the reasons might be that trailers lie. Marketing shows the absolute peaks of a game, the best moments, the most epic scenes, and the most emotional highlights. So when you boot up the actual game and it's 80% setup and 20% spectacle, you feel cheated. The opening is slow and there's so much dialogues, there's so much walking and learning through the basic mechanics, and none of that was in the trailer. The trailer made it to look like a non-stop action, and the reality is boring as for the first hour. We also compare everything to the finale or the climax of the game that really hooked us. Every new game gets judged by impossible standards. If it's not as good as the best game you've ever played within the first 30 minutes, you close it. And expectations set by marketing and community hype makes the first impression brutal. If the first 30 minutes aren't perfect, most people bail, and we've become impatient judges with zero tolerance for slow burns. Here's something that people don't talk about enough. Games cost mental energy. After a long day of school or work, your brain is drained. Complex games require problem solving, learning patterns, and remembering systems. That's not really relaxing. That's kind of work for your brain. So you default to the 5 comfortable games you always play. The new stuff sits there untouched because it demands energy you don't have. Your library becomes a museum of good intentions and wasted money. And this is why people keep playing the same games over and over. And it's not because new games are bad. It's because those new games requires mental work by figuring out the new mechanics and the things you're unfamiliar with. While games you're already familiar with doesn't need learning the new mechanics. That 100-hour RPG you bought, it requires commitment and energy. And after 8 hours of work or school, you don't have the energy to do so. So you just play something easy instead, then that new game gets abandoned and probably never be played again. And also, here's the thing, modern games are long. Finishing a AAA RPG can take 100 plus hours, and that's intimidating as Starting something that feels like signing up for a second job, and here's the psychology. Starting something huge means risking the guilt of not finishing it. So, the safer option is to never start at all. Can't feel guilty about quitting if you never began, right? Because those guilt accumulates into avoidance. Turns out, fear of commitment isn't just a dating problem, it's a gaming problem too. So, it's like your library is full of relationships you were too scared to start. So, what actually helps? Well, here's some practical that might work. First, the 2-hour rule. Give new games 2 hours before making a verdict. 2 hours is enough to know if it clicks, but short enough that you're not wasting times on something you hate. If it doesn't land, uninstall and refund it, no guilt. Second, fewer games equals fewer decisions. Make a small folder of those games you're actually going to play, like 5 or 10 max, and force yourself to focus on those. Then you just archive everything, out of sight and out of mind. And the next is to remove the second screen. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb or just put it away. Treat the first hour of the new game like it's important. You'll be surprised on how often you actually get into the game when your attention isn't being stolen every 30 seconds. Next is lower the stakes. Stop treating every game purchase like it's a pledge to finish it. It's okay to delete games. It's okay to play for enjoyment instead of completion. Play what you want to play, not what you think you should play. And finally, just be honest with yourself. Maybe you don't love gaming as much as you used to, and that's fine. Interests change. Stop pretending your library proves you're still a gamer. If you'd rather do something else, then do that instead. So, yeah, the problem isn't just you. It's an ecosystem designed to make quitting easy. Infinite choice, tutorials, social media destroying your attention span, and games that ask for times like their second jobs. Your brain and the gaming industry have colluded to finishing games almost impossible. You're not broken. Your relationship with gaming has just changed. If you'd rather scroll, then that's fine too. Just stop feeling guilty about the games you're never going to play. And that's why you quit almost every game too fast. And if you enjoyed this video, then hit that like button and let me know in the comments. And that's it. Also subscribe to the channel because it helps a lot and it's free, and that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.